Okay, here's the fourth review of the LeoLines Transgendered underwear. But before I go into the review on the new stuff, here's the issues I've had so far with what I've already purchased. Okay, the most recent issue was this pair. How, the review I did on this pair. Well, this pair, after, because it's the lime green, I washed it, like, it's been washed about 3 or 4 times by now, and that's how many times I've worn it. And it has bled once. The color's bled once. Then you can see, like, the lime green, like the spots on a few other pairs. So you have to watch out for those unnatural colors, the brighter, like neon type, brighter colors like that, because those can end up bleeding. And last issue I was having was with this pair. I don't know if you can see, but right here you can see how the thread's sticking out. It's because it's like right up here it was coming, it wasn't like locked, stitched in there, so that it was coming undone right here. So I had to sew it by hand and lock stitch it in by hand to get it back to how it's supposed to be. And I had that issue. And the first issue I had was with this pair, the forest green. It was right here where the crotch meets the butt. You can see this excess like thread. It was right through here. It was coming undone. So I had to do like a stitch in the ditch, is what it's called, technique, and sew that up by hand. And other than that, no other issues. So let's get to it. I just got the package in the mail. I just checked the mail and everything. And here's the package. So let's open it and see. Open it from this end. And yeah. There we go. So I can, come on, stupid thing. There we go. So here's the receipt. Because I haven't, I just barely opened everything. So it's receipt. Let's see, and yep. Everything's there. And wow. I didn't expect the wow. Okay. Well, it comes in a package like this. And I said I was gonna get 3 more bright colors. And wow. The pictures on the website don't do its justice at all. At all. At all. So I have 3 new points. Because when I bought this, I used the discount. So I don't have the discount anymore. Because I used it on this. So I got $10 off. So yeah. So this is the lycra fabric. The size, here's the tag. It's a child's 12 in a lycra fabric. And let's see here, and it's through all 3 pairs, so I'm going to cut this off. And that's the back of it if you want to read. So yeah, you can pause that, read it, and whatnot. So the pictures on the website don't do its justice. It does not do its justice at all. These are a lot brighter than the pictures on the website. So it's usually the opposite. It's usually darker, but this is brighter. So the first pair was yellow. And the reason why I got the yellow pair is because you don't see yellow underwear very often. And I wanted more bright colors, so I have half bright and half dark, so I don't have all dark. And yeah, I like more color in my wardrobes more these days, so especially my undergarments, because it makes me feel awesome. So the construction of it, you can see how it's kind of shiny on the elastic for the waistband and the legs. And you can see, as all the other pairs, from the crotch, how that's sewn. You can see that. And it's 3 layers. Here's the inside layer. It's white. And the middle layer has the foam padding, and that's what makes it so it tucks combined with the way it's stitched. Then it doesn't stretch out this way, or it doesn't stretch out this way. See, it's not stretching. And that's what makes it so it gives the shape, that feminine shape it gives. It's because it does not stretch in any directions, like the 3-layered thong style from other sites and sellers. It stretches and it doesn't give the shape you need or the greatest tuck. So here's the tag. Here's the other side of the tag. And if you can see the side right here, that's how it's sewn. It's the same on both sides. Same with how the crotch is, where the butt meets the crotch. So it's sewn like that. And that's how it looks and everything. So you can see. And that's the yellow. Then I decided to get the baby blue and the baby pink because there are other bright colors, and it's 2 of the transgender colors, like on the pride flag and everything, the transgender colors, baby blue, baby pink, and white. But I didn't order white, but eventually I will. So the baby pink, this is how bright it actually is, because if you go onto your site, the page, the link will be down in the description. So it's a lot brighter, as you can see. I don't know if you can, but the like elastic is more shiny. You can see that. The tag's the same. How it's stitched right there. Inside and out it's the same. So that's what it looks like and everything. And I don't know why the camera's not picking up how bright it actually is, but it kind of is. But it's really bright. So yeah. Then the last color is baby blue. So this is what it looks like. It's a lot, there we go. You can see that, the back of it, the color. You can get that in the light, yeah. So yeah, not the dark part, but the middle, like right here. That's what the color it actually is. The middle, like down there. That's how bright it actually is. It actually looks better in person than the website. So the elastic on it is shiny as well. And it's sewn the same, like here. And the crotch. Well, that was yeah, but you can see this one was sewn. Looks a little off, but how it's sewn. So it looks like it was, yeah, okay then. Anyways, if I have any issues with it, I know what to do to fix it. So looks like I may have an issue with it. I just noticed the thread right here is not secured in, and it's kind of, yeah, moving. So I'm going to have to lock stitch that in by hand and fix it. Yeah. It looks like I might have another. Nope. Never mind. So it looks like I'm going to have to lock stitch that in. That's not a big deal, because once you do that, then it's done and fixed. So, and since I know how to sew by hand, which I taught myself, how to sew by hand, I could fix that really well. So other than that, that's how it looks. Yeah, the crotch area, the inside of the crotch area, how it's sewn with the 3 layers, and the pad in there. It's about that thick, I should say. Yeah, about that thick in between my fingers. So, and it doesn't stretch. And I'm happy that it doesn't, because that's what makes it so it tucks really well. So, that's what it looks like. You can see, other than that minor issue, there's no other issues I can find. So, it's the front, the back of the baby blue, the baby pink. It's the front, the back, and the actual color is right here, as you can see, the middle part down right here. That's the actual color that it is, right here. And the yellow is the front, the back, and yeah, as you can see, like the same, like, yeah, the same. It's like right here in the middle, that brighter part right here. That's the color it actually is. It's right here. That's the color it actually is. So yeah, it's a lot better in person than the website. So if you haven't seen my other videos on on the LeoLines Transgender underwear, go and watch them. Then you can see all the other colors I have got, and everything together is 10 pairs now I have. So that's half a pair less than half, because in the lycra fabric she has 21 pairs. Then I think in the cotton there's 16 colors. So that's what I have. And if you haven't seen the loyalty card, this is the loyalty program she does. And once you get to the 10 points on the next purchase, after you get the 10 points, she automatically takes it off and you don't have to do anything. And that's this side. And I have 3 new points. So, yeah. So, other than that, I suggest when you get the pairs for the very, very first time, look at the sizing chart and see what your hip measurement is. Get that hip measurement. What's recommended for you, get a size smaller. Then you can take those 2 sizes and decide which one is going to fit better. If your size fits better or the size smaller fits better, which in my case it ends up the size smaller, because the it'd be, yeah, the adult extra small, so it's recommended for my hip size, which it ends up, it's a little, like, it fits and everything, it's just it's too high on the waistband on the back, like the back part through here, and the crotch right through here, because this one has an adult extra small, and I can actually show, because it's right here, right there is wider. Like, yeah, do this, you can actually see how much wider it is. See how much wider that is? Here. You can see how much wider that is. In the back, it comes out to here and here. And because it's wider right there, it kind of like wrinkles a little bit. And the back, like the elastic part, like right here where the butt is, comes out more. And it's this part is up higher. So that's why I decided a size smaller, because back here, the back part right here is lower, and right here comes in more. Then right here the butt meets the crotch is in more, so I don't have that issue, and they tend to work better and it fits snugger as well. So that's why I recommend you get your sizing and a size smaller. That way you don't waste any money and you find out your size right away. Then once you know which one's going to fit better, then it's going to be more cost effective when you purchase more. Because I suggest start out with 10 pairs, which depending on your size, depending on how much it's going to cost. So in my sizing, which in the lycra fabric. The child's 12 in a brief style, because it's the brief style. And the child's 12 is $16. Then an adult's extra, extra small, it's $1 more. So, knowing that, when I do eventually purchase more in the future, it's going to be a lot cheaper, especially with shipping, because it's like $4.50 plus $1 something extra for each pair in shipping. When you add it, it adds a little bit more to the shipping. So the more pairs you buy at once, it's going to save in shipping. So like if you bought one pair, then you're paying $4.50 in shipping. Then a different day, you bought one pair, that's $4.50 in shipping. So that's $9 altogether. So that's how much you just spent in shipping. So if you bought them both together, see, now it's $5 and something cents in shipping. That's how you're saving more money too, is in the shipping. So that's why I suggest find out your size. Then what you do is however much more, many pairs more, you're going to need to get the discount, because the discount is minus the shipping, because when you get the discount, the shipping doesn't count towards the discount or anything, or when the discount's used, it doesn't take off any of the shipping. So I suggest know your size, then buy the rest of the pairs you need, buy that many at once to get the discount. You save a lot of money in shipping, which I didn't particularly do that. But then you have the discount, then how many more pairs you need to get to finish the set of 10, then get that. So you can use the $10 discount there. Then you get half, like practically half of the colors. And that's a good start, because then they're going to actually last you longer in the long run, because you're using it once in your clothing rotation cycle and you're not using them as much. So eventually when you do get all 21 pairs, that's like an additional 21 days. Then after that, when you wash everything, you have 20 that's clean, then 20 that's clean every time you wash, and that way it's going to last longer, because you can go that much longer without wearing it. Like for instance, like when I started tucking, using gaffs, I was using the thong style, and I only had like one, so I practically had to use it like every day at that time. It was years and years ago, but at that time, then it caused it to stretch out faster and become really loose and not fit properly or tuck properly a lot faster. So if you have, then when I found this product, after I had so many different, like the thong styles, then I found this product, the LeoLines Transgender underwear, then it works better than the thong style, and it seems like it's going to last longer and wear out less, especially with more pairs. And the other thing is, I suggest, I'm not saying that it's going to be right or wrong for you to have surgery or not, for that surgery down there, but if you do have the surgery, then all the LeoLines Transgender underwear you had purchased, and as long as they're still in good condition, you can still use them. You still have underwear to use. You don't have to buy like new underwear, and you can still use those. Even though they're meant for tucking and whatnot, they're still usable as regular underwear. So I also suggest that. And I also suggest when washing them, what I usually have been doing, I basically stack it like this, like all the pairs. Then I take like a laundry bag or a lingerie bag, like the mesh kind. Then stick that in there so they're all kept together, and that way it won't get caught on anything or something happens where it's gonna ends up ruining it. Then if your washing machine has a hand wash cycle, I suggest washing on the hand wash cycle, because that's a lot easier than washing each one by hand, and it's the most gentlest cycle there is. But if you don't have a hand wash cycle on your machine, then the delicate like cycles will do. But you need to make sure it's not gonna bleed the colors. And once it does bleed everything out that's getting bleed, then it won't do anymore. So, and the colors can fade over time and whatnot. And I also suggest like the HE detergent. Use that because that's a lighter detergent and it doesn't like foam up as bad. And yeah, and don't use so much detergent, because if you overuse it, that may cause the colors to bleed as well. And also wash it on cold, because that also will help prevent it from bleeding out. So, but if you are concerned about the colors bleeding, just put it under the sink in like warm water and see if it's gonna bleed. Because usually fabrics, they put a chemical in it to keep the color from bleeding, but sometimes the colors will still bleed. So, and warm water can make it bleed, and it also can set like stains and colors also in. So you have to make sure it's not going to bleed the first time you wash it before doing like putting in the machine, so you know it's not going to hugely bleed. But if it does bleed, then it's okay, because no one's going to really see your underwear. So yeah, and that's my suggestion. Wash on the cold, on hand wash with the HE detergent in a laundry bag or a lingerie bag that's the mesh kind, and that will help protect it and last longer. Same thing when you wash bras, the same thing. Put it in the bag like that on the hand wash cycle also, because that way it protects them and keeps them lasting longer. And do not, and I repeat, do not put any of your undergarments, bras, or underwear, doesn't matter what kind of underwear it is, especially the LeoLines Transgender underwear, because the elastic right through here, because see how it's, the elastic is like stretching everything. That means it's an elastic, and elastic is a rubber kind of like a material, and that can melt. And putting it in the washer, I mean on like the washer on like a warm cycle, can damage it, make it bleed. Then putting it in the dryer can damage it, because that heat from hot water can kind of melt and stretch out the elastic, and even more so in the dryer. So in the dryer would be really bad, and that can happen. So do not put it in the dryer ever, ever. And that will last like a lot longer. And I know over time, depending on how it's kept and taken care of, it can last like years and years on end. Because I've had underwear that's lasted, which it's my old underwear I'm currently not using anymore at the moment. I've had it since about 2007, I believe. Some 2007, some 2008, and some in 2012. And it's still lasting because the way I described how to take care of it, I've done that, and it's lasted like this long. And if you don't take care of it properly, the elastic can dry rot. And that's when the elastic dries out and just falls apart. Instead of springing back like this, when you pull the elastic, you'll hear it's like that dry, crunchy sound. It goes like, then it stays stretched out forever. So pay very close attention how you're washing them and everything, and hang them out to dry. And I suggest if you do hang them out to dry outside, not in direct sunlight, because direct sunlight can also fade the colors. Over time, that can fade colors really badly. And yeah, so don't do it outside in direct sun. I'd say in somewhere where you know it's going to be in the shade, where the direct sun's not going to hit it, then that will be okay. And also, if you decide not to hang them out outside, inside's okay as well. So, like if you have something that you can just drape them over, then let it dry that way, like a railing or something. That's what I've been doing, and it's been actually working really well that way. Then just let it be there all day and night. Then the next day they should be dry, and yeah, and that's how I've been taking care of them. I haven't really put them outside to dry. It's only been inside. So yeah, and a little bit of the air, if it's warm, it's okay. That's not gonna do damage. But if it's like really hot, like a dryer, that's what will cause the damage. But if it's just normal room temperature, like in the summertime, normal room temperature, that's okay. Or like in the winter time when the heater's on, that normal temperature, it's okay and fine, and that will still be okay and won't damage it. So as long as it's not like that direct heat from like a dryer, then you'll be okay when they're drying. So that's my suggestions, and you can do with it what you want. And I'm sorry the video went longer, but I had to explain these things. So yeah. So other than that, when the video is done and ready for my other channel, it'll be in the description below of this video. It'll be of me actually wearing the LeoLines Transgendered underwear to show what they actually look like being worn. These three colors, what it looks like being worn and how it tucks. And that's going to be on my other channel. It's going to be of these specific three pairs. It'll be the fourth video on my other channel of me wearing the LeoLines Transgender underwear to show what it looks like tucked, and like just the underwear itself, and different things like the shorts I'm wearing. I'll demonstrate what it looks like in these shorts. And yes, I am wearing one of the pairs I have got, so, and it's so awesome. And a few other garments I will have over it so you can see like a regular pair of pants and whatnot. And that way you can actually go to that other video or the other videos I have done and see what they actually look like being worn and how it tucks. And other than that, I highly recommend this over everything out there, over every product out there on the market. Anything out there, this is #1 product to use as your main underwear. And I'm not being paid to do this. I'm not being paid at all, or being any way, shape, or form being like compensated or paid or anything for this. I'm doing this on my own free will because this is like the best thing out there. So, and it's like, yeah, there's like no other words I can like really say about the product. Is that it's that good. It's so good that every transgendered girl, teen, and adult, like woman, should have this as their main underwear for every single day use. It works that well. It's that comfortable, even when sleeping in. Because even though this is the lycra fabric, I still wear them until like the next day. Like when I go to bed, they're that comfortable. It feels like nothing's there. Like there's nothing down there. Like, yeah, it's that comfortable and gives that specific shape. You don't feel anything. Every which way you sit, lay, or when you're sleeping, wake up in the morning, you don't have the issues like if you weren't wearing it or wearing the thong style. You don't have that issue. And because it's not the thong style can cause things to happen down there, like urinary tract infections and other uncomfortableness. Like, because, yeah, I don't recommend the thong style, even though I said in a previous video, I do, because in a previous video I said I do recommend having it thong style if you want to wear underwear from the regular store, but I'm not really suggesting wear the thong style because it's not comfortable, doesn't tuck the way it's supposed to or whatnot. So this over everything else, the LeoLines Transgender underwear over everything else. And I haven't had any issues besides the issues I've mentioned. So, and it's been so good that I forget I'm wearing it. I forget that I haven't had the surgery. I forget these things. It's like, that's how good this underwear is. I'm able to wear clothing without having to do extra tucking or extra methods for tucking. I can just wear this and go about my day without having to worry. And it's been helping because I do have lots of dysphoria about my genitalia down there. And this product has helped with that. It's highly, really highly has helped with the dysphorias and worries if it's going to come untucked, or if it doesn't look right, or all these other issues that can come about how not being born with the right genitalia and whatnot, and it's helped with that so much the last 3 months or so, or how many months it's been since I bought the first pair. It's helped that much, and I'm more confident about wearing things, a lot more confident about wearing certain things without having additional other things to help tuck and everything. I'm more confident about that. I'm more happier, more comfortable, and I don't have issues like the thong style, because the thong style, the last I wore the thong style was when I washed all these. That's the only time I'm ever going to use the thong style ever again. It's when I washed the LeoLines Transgender underwear. But the thong style wasn't comfortable because it was pressing against the parts the wrong way, and it seemed like felt like it was cutting off the circulation. So the next day after I took the thong style off, put the LeoLines Transgender underwear on, you could feel that the feeling was starting to come back, and it was uncomfortable until all that feeling came back and everything went back to normal. So that's why one of the big reasons I'm saying use the LeoLines Transgendered underwear over the thong style, because of the issues I've experienced with my transition and tucking. I've had so many issues and worries and thoughts, because sometimes it feels like things come untucked when it doesn't, and it puts things in the wrong way. But then the LeoLines Transgender underwear I discovered and found by doing a web search and checking. It's like I did a web search. I typed in, because I was wondering if they had a green gaff. So I typed in green panty gaff, clicked on Google Images. Then it was in can't remember if it was in the first row, it was the second row of pictures. It was right there. I was like, what is that? So I clicked on it. Then I was like, okay. Then I clicked, and it said LeoLines, it said transgendered underwear. So I was curious, so I clicked on it. Then it brought me to the page with the lycra fabric. Then I was nice seeing the color. It was forest green. And I was like, they do have one. Then I was like, that would match my skirt. Then I was doing more research on it, looked at the sizing, and I'm like, they have child sizing too. I'm like, kids need to tuck as well. They need to feel comfortable about themselves and not have to worry. And I'm like, wow. Then all the reviews I've read, and I checked everything out, and I'm like, then this is after I bought 2 brand new thong styles. I found this. And if I knew about this sooner, I wouldn't have purchased those thong styles, and I would have purchased this. Then I would have saved more. Yeah, that discomfort with those ones. Then I would have been able to have more of the the LeoLines Transgender underwear. I would have been able to have 2 more pairs. That's why I'm saying don't get anything else but this. Coming from my experience, you can look at that video of the review I did on the thong style from Janet's Closet. And those are similar to a different website. Yeah, in some other websites. But compared to this is better. I'm not saying not to get the thong style. If you want to, that's your choice. But I highly recommend this over everything. So, long video, short, long. That's my opinion, my experience, and recommendations. So, take that in consideration. Do with it what you will, what you want. And take that to heart. Do with it what you want. And make your own decision. And use them or don't use them. It's up to you. The link to the shop, the Etsy shop, to LeoLines Transgender underwear will be down there. And the link to the video where I'm actually wearing them will be down there. So, each day I wear them, the next morning I'll do a review on it so I can wear it a day and know how it's working and everything, so I can do the review. And I'll do it again and again until I do all 3 pairs. Then the video will be on my other channel. So look in the description. It could be a few days or so. So it'll be in the description. The link will be there when it's uploaded. And you can also subscribe to my other channel, Something Angels VLG is the name of the channel. Spelt the same way this channel is, but with VLG attached to the end. Video log, VLG. So you can subscribe there as well, and you then click the bell next to the subscribe button, and that would notify you if you're not being notified. So yeah. So other than that, please comment, like, thumbs up, and subscribe, and comment in the comments below so we can raise up a conversation about this topic about tucking, your experiences and whatnot, what's worked for you, what hasn't, if this would be a better method, and your opinions about this, because we need to raise a discussion, because this isn't talked about that much, and if it is, it's not really highly talked about in detail. So we need to spark up a conversation so it can help others out there with tucking and the education about this. So other than that, that's what I recommend. So spark up a conversation and go about it then in the comments below.